always like to start a creative piece with a joke. The one I'm about to tell I think is most befitting to my current state of mind. It goes, I once dated a kleptomaniac. She stole my heart. Apparently, falling in love is said to have a similar effect on the brain as using morphine or cocaine. It's so pleasurable, it's almost like an addiction. Unfortunately, this statement comes from the British Broadcasting Company, a highly reliable source, which in turn gives truth to the maxim love is a drug. And let me tell you now, I hate cliches. On the other hand, in reality I can't pop down a dark alley and ask my local love dealer, can I have 3.5 grams of my ex please? Shame. Falling in love with her was such an intense experience, I desperately want to go into more detail, but every strand of emotion very quickly leads to a dead end. A dead end down a cliche cul-de-sac. I want to classify what I feel in a unique way, prove my emotions are pure for originality. But love is such a shared experience, something everyone has lived through, that you can't help but feel lost for words. There you go again, another cliche. What is it about love that seems to numb our creativity as much as it ignites it? My first love is my muse, my Greek goddess of inspiration that whispers in my ear demands for dedication, but she is simultaneously the splintery 2x4 in my side, the cause of my vocabulary suicide, and a constant reminder that I'm thoroughly unlikable. My memories of her consist of off-centered images. As she rubbed my leg under the table while dining with her parents, chewing her hair by the riverside, the smile she smiled on the bus when she thought I wasn't looking, her moles, her belly button, her hands, her physical frailties that doubled up as aesthetic beauty spots. From this back catalogue of mental photo albums, I can recall patterns or expressions that evoke a particular memory or a sense of her presence. Case in point, white dots on a purple background. Whenever I see that pattern now, my stomach does that thing, you know, when you're driving in the car and adrenaline causes you to go down that hill a bit too fast, that tingly lurch? Yeah, that's one scar our relationship was left on me that I could do without. That and the constant desire to speak with her again. We haven't spoken in 3 years, in fact. When we were going out, we used to be able to hold a conversation till our throats were dry. And if it ever did die down, we could just use our lips' secondary function and turn to kissing. Although the last thing you said to me was goodbye, I don't remember there being anything good about it. I can't help but feel I was cheated out of any sort of closure. You might be able to turn it off like a switch, but I can't.
Okay, but what would you say to me if I was here?
Here?
Yes, here, right now. We bumped into each other like you've often fantasised.
I guess I'd start with a nice, friendly, hello, how are you?
Hello. I'm good, thanks.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Okay. Now what?
Well, it has been 3 years. We probably need a bit of a catch-up, give our friendship a well-needed bit of context.
Like you would with any long-time no-see acquaintance? Sure. Okay. Say we go through all that then.
What's wrong with that? You know I'm not a huggy person. Oh God, I can't even live up to my own dramatisations. How could I make it special if it was impromptu? How could I expect anything?
That's exactly what you're doing wrong. You're creating expectations. The bar is set way too high and you're trying to do romantic pull-ups off it with greasy hands. Stop worrying. I fell in love with you, not you trying to be you. Just be yourself.
Okay.
Your real self.
Okay. Real self. Well, could always try bringing back a shared anecdote. Lots of sentences starting with, do you remember this? Do you remember that?
No. If I want anything to do with you, I want it to be al fresco and exciting. Not a season pass down memory lane. Where do all the arguments feature in these off-centered images? Do you remember them?
Of course, but...
No buts! You remember your crippling jealousy? Your blind rage and visceral temper? The mind games, the selfishness? The way you acted as if you controlled me? That's what I remember. Why would you want to remind anyone of the hurt you put them through?
I don't.
Then let go. By letting go, you can move on and hold on to someone else's hand. Use what we had productively rather than as self-harm. Let go, move on, and who knows? We may hold hands yet.
I guess you're right. Well, I let go. I let go, washed my hands, and threw them into countless lucky dips. I was no longer waiting for you to crawl out of the mundane woodwork that's my day-to-day life, because I was, believe it or not, enjoying myself. Out of the blue, she emailed me. You can tell I'm thinking about her again, so I'm using cliches out of the blue. Took a long time for that wet paint to dry, and she came along and put her foot right in it. Said she had a dream about me. Felt bad for not contacting me in such a long time. Had a dream about me? What can that even mean? Why tell me that? Anyway, I played it cool. I replied. She replied. I replied. It was to and fro, back and forth, like old times, but without the kissing. And then I started a sentence with, "Do you remember?" I haven't heard from her in 3 months.
I just don't know what to do with myself. Just